design a healthcare system based on what others have done is because you're willing to try something new. If it doesn't work, learn from it and move on. I have a strong sense of values. I'm not ideological. I'm a Democrat in my bones. I believe in the principles of our party. I've always believed in the fights for human rights, labor rights, environmental justice, gay, lesbian, bisexual rights, civil rights. These are things that are part of the core of my beliefs. But I'm not exclusively ideological. I'm inspired by ideas wherever they come from. And so I'm willing to work with people that don't agree with me. And I actually believe people that don't agree with me oftentimes have better ideas. You will always know, though, where I stand on issues. You know where I stand on marriage equality. You know where I stand on marriage. Bob said it in the outset. You know, I'm identified with a lot of controversy. But I also think I'm identified with a lot of solutions. I make mistakes, but I learn from them. And I try not to replicate them. I've always believed and maintained the difference between the private sector and the public sector is just that one principle. We're risk adverse in the public sector. We're scared to death of tomorrow's headline. We're not willing to change things dramatically. We play in the margins. Yes, money is a problem in politics, but I argue it's politicians that aren't willing to take risks. Because you know what? You take risks, if you screw up, that's the end. I don't regret the whether you like it or not moment, though $10 million of advertising sure got me thinking that I should. The reason I don't regret it, it's who I am. And you know what I was talking about at that moment, whether you like it or not? I was talking about the history of the civil rights movement. I was talking about 1967, when 16 states denied interracial marriage in 1967, not 47 or 37. In 1967, 16 states denied blacks from marrying whites. And then you had activist judges. When in doubt, activist judges. That unanimous in the Supreme Court in the Lovey versus State of Virginia case overturned the will of the voters in those 16 states, whether they liked it or not. 70% of Americans, 70% of Americans opposed interracial marriage in 1967. Should we have let the majority decide the right of faith of a minority? I don't think so. So that was the context of the speech. What's that then? Should I have been so exuberant? Of course not. I learned from that. But at least I was authentic. And I don't know, I just see politicians in this day and age changing their positions every single darn week. I don't know who they are. When it's convenient, they're on board, I was always on board. When it's inconvenient, I would have done it differently. I don't think we can afford that. None of us can afford that. We can't afford the status quo and sacrifice. This is the greatest state in the greatest country God ever conceived. And we're not,